Hello everyone, this is Jay at Inspiration Masters. As a part of our inspiring series, we get an opportunity to meet the difference makers, the artists, the entrepreneurs, the business owners who are making a difference not just in the Dallas Fort Worth area, but around the world. And today is no different. I have here with me Mr. Ronnie Reyes. Welcome, Ronnie, to Inspiration Masters.
Thank you, Jay.
And I have Pastor Russell Diwa. Welcome, Pastor, to Inspiration Masters. I'm so glad you could find time today and come to us and talk to us. So I'm inviting you both, and so glad to have you here. Let me tell you some information about Mr. Reyes. He is the founder of one of the nonprofit organization, a Storyteller Foundation, and it's an international foundation. It's a global organization, nonprofit, and I will talk to him about all the purpose about the foundation and get you all the information. And also I have Pastor Russell, who is going to talk to us a whole lot in detail about how everything works. So let me first go to Mr. Reyes. Tell us something about the foundation, the idea of the foundation, and how you got started.
Well, it was started April 2014. I have to go to Pastor Butch's house to deliver a check, a donation from one of our members.
Mm-hmm.
And before I go there, I stop by at Brahms. And because every time I go to the dental appointment, I always go to Brahms to, remove my numbness.
That's a good idea.
So I went to Pastor Butch and said, let me bring some ice cream and maybe it will give him some, comfort.
Right.
And when I was there, he was there, looked so sad by himself, just after a major procedure. And I asked him, hey, Pastor Butch, how are you doing? And how can I, help you? And during our conversation, and he shared with me that there is a bad story that they receive, that the dental procedures is not going to be covered by their medical insurance. And he shared with me that the best thing that I can do is just seek for help.
Right.
We cannot handle this. And he said, I am planning to write a story and to share my story.
Right.
And you'll never know that someone will be touched and share their resources.
Wow.
And right after that, me and my family will go visit my son, and we're gonna go drive to Florida. And along the way, I always think of Pastor Butch's story, and I share it to my wife. Like, hey, I was touched by Pastor Butch's story, and I want to help.
Right.
And let's do it, on a personal basis. Like, I was thinking if we can probably help him with just a simple selling shirts. If we can sell 2,500 shirts, because he needs 25,000 according to Pastor Butch, that's good enough to cover for his procedure.
Right.
My wife said it like, how can we sell 2,500 shirts? We only have 250 members. And I was like, if each member will sell 10 shirts, I think 2,500 shirts, it's doable.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
And on my way back, after a week, I had a chance to meet Pastor Butch, and I shared the vision that God put in my heart. Like, I think, Pastor Butch, I want to start a foundation.
Right.
God put every single details about the foundation, but the only problem is I don't have the name.
Right.
And Pastor Butch replied like, you know what? Remember the story that I've been telling you? The first line is, I am a storyteller. And I was like, that's the name of the foundation.
That's right.
So I gathered some of my friends and shared the vision. and they said, let's do it.
Right.
So the main purpose of this foundation is to help out pastors and minister workers
Right.
who suffered some medical conditions or probably physical issues, but they don't have the resources.
Right.
Because most of these pastors that have these conditions, most of the time, they just get sidelined or they lost the job. And when they lost the job, the whole family suffered.
Right, yeah. And they've been doing so much for the group all the way through.
Definitely.
And all of a sudden, they're sidelined, and so you take care of. So that is really that's a beautiful concept. And I'll go to Pastor Butch and ask him the question about how is it to being on the receiving side, and also we want to hear about your story.
Yes.
Because I'm a Storyteller Foundation. Definitely want to hear your story. We are really intrigued and interested in finding out more.
Yes. My procedure happened a little over 6 years ago, and it was not a minor surgery, not a major one. The doctors have a term for it, involved surgery.
Oh.
It's a 12-hour surgery that involved a resection of my lower jaw. That's the removal and replacing it with a donor bone from my own fibula bone, and attaching the bone with the titanium screws. I think I counted them. It's more than 20. and the procedure was 12 hours, and there were no complications, but the recuperation was, to say the least, very challenging. Emotionally, spiritually, financially, and that's where the gift of the foundation comes in. Because for a man in ministry, I am a pastor by calling. We do not earn as much as doctors and other workers. We live very simple lives. My wife is a school teacher, and so there is simply no way to be able to come up with funds to meet the involved surgery. And so what do? Of course you pray. And so I knew it called for a miracle. And so when Ronnie entered the scene and he listened to my story, I knew it was a gift from God. And I was often wondering, Jay, why of all the people who can have my condition, why would I be the person designated to be put on that table and sliced open and go through this?
Right.
I'm a preacher. I talk a lot. And I don't have a lot of money. So why me? Why me? I've often pondered about that, but now it makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Maybe I can talk about my experience because I am able to convey.
Yeah.
I love to communicate.
Right.
And I love to tell stories.
Yep.
And so if I go through this problem, I was a very healthy man, and then I was hit with this illness. I began to realize, recognize that there are literally hundreds of other ministry workers who are on the same boat as I am.
Yes.
In Africa, in Asia,
yes,
and not to mention other countries. I began to do my little research, and I began to realize that there are many ministry workers who are currently, they're very good in what they do, excellent people, but they're currently sidelined because they do not have any means to foot the bill for the medical expenses. And then I did my research. Is there any foundation who uniquely runs to the rescue for this sort of a challenge? And I was dumbfounded because there was none.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and so the birth of I'm a Storyteller Foundation, given to Brother Ronnie, is just a gift for ministry workers like me. And so now I feel a very strong debt, like I owe it to my colleagues and to the ministry workers who tell the story of hope, of God, that God loves us. I am compelled that if anything happens to them, if they get ill, and for those who are currently ill, that there is a portal of a foundation that's seeking to help them.
Yeah.
That's how it's impacted me.
Right. So kind words from Pastor Russell Butch. And how we'll check with Mr. Reyes. I think you're putting up a real show coming up for the foundation, which can fund the foundation on a constant basis to the great work which Pastor mentioned, that you're doing a great work, but it has to be funded always constantly.
Thank you.
So you coming up with a program, and we want to tell our viewers about it.
It's been a dream for me to introduce this vision, but because of the lack of resources, we don't have
Yes.
the funded, and we are going to have a gala and a concert to launch this the project. It's going to be on April 5 and 6. The gala is going to be on the April 5, and the concert will be on the 6th. So the purpose of this event is to formally introduce the vision and the mission of the foundation, and also we're going to also introduce our first recipient. And we're going to introduce also Barbara Baker from Mexico, our current beneficiary. He has this very unique disease. They call it hypokalemic periodic paralysis. And we're going to bring her to Dallas to share her story. And we are also looking for more upcoming beneficiaries, Jay.
Right.
So we're asking our community if they know a ministry workers, pastors that suffer the same issues. We are here to help out. This is a faith-based organization. We only help if we have.
Right.
It's a non-profit, and we want to bring back these ministry workers to what they do best.
That's right. Yeah.
Because they are the best storytellers.
That's right.
And what is the best story that, the story of God is the best story that ever told.
No, that is true. That is true. So you're doing that great work. And tell everybody about how they can get involved with the program which you're conducting. You're having it on April, what website they would go to.
Yes.
And if they want more information about the foundation, where should they go to?
Yes, let me share first the gala. The gala is going to be in Plano, the Grand Center, 300 Chisholm Place in Plano, 75075. And what we're going to do here is we're going to have a dinner. We're going to have a jazz concert. We invited our main artist, Nair De Leon, a contemporary musician, together with Kevin Flournoy. He's a famous personality when it comes to music. And we have our local bass player. His name is Braylon Gray. And we are going to have also a special host. Mr. Blake Powers. He is a radio personality. He will host the event. 98.7 K Love. He's gonna be there, and we're gonna have auction, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have some dance, and we're gonna share. We're gonna share. We're gonna share the vision to our invited guests. Now, since these artists are here, we are going to entertain our community. So we have this concert on April 6th. It's a Saturday, the same venue, and the purpose is to bring everyone
together.
If you want to
have
fun and let's just listen to a good music and have some meet some of our friends.
Oh, that is awesome! So everyone, you can join all the fun. I will of course have all the information and the links to the websites. Again, Mr. Ronnie Reyes, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you, Pastor Russell. I'm so glad to have you here. On behalf of the entire team of Inspiration Masters, we wish you all the best for all the future things you take over.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in a week.
Thank you.